Hello everyone, my name is Austin, and hey, wow, it's been a very long time since I've done one of these. The last event review I've done was the 3.5 Windblooms thing, right? That was the thing with like Coli and everybody visiting Mondstadt, that event? Yeah. So this time we're doing the 3.7 event. Duel, the Summoner's Summit, and I want to review it. I want to review all the great stuff about it and all the meh stuff about it. All the meh. So, the good stuff about it. I think the story is pretty good. Granted, it is very short. Very, very short. I binged the story, right? The last, 10 hours before it ends, right? Like today. I finished it today. The last, 10 hours before it ends. And, I binged through all of it, and it's like 3 hours max, 2 hours, like regular playtime, you know what I mean? Like, the story itself is very short, it's very fillery, it's very, it's all that. But despite all that, it's still very good, it's still very nice, it's still very cool. The premise is, there's, a card snatcher, and, you and, the new pink-haired chick have to, go to different regions and try to catch this motherfucker once and for all. So it's a pretty cool premise, and you meet a lot of old characters, and you also meet a lot of new characters. So overall, I think the event is nice. It's very it's a very strong filler, right? Even though we're all excited for 4.0, right? For Fontaine and shit like that, and we're not, we're basically just waiting around till 4.0. I think Genshin still delivers a fun story and delivers fun new characters and fun new character interactions for you to witness. The jokes are good, the scenes are good. I feel like Genshin is being self-aware with some of the things, like Paimon, being self-aware about the fact that she speaks a lot and shit like that. There's a lot of fun jokes, character interactions, new faces and old faces, and these characters that you would never see meet all of a sudden meet together. It's really good. It's really, really good. I enjoy the story a lot, right? It's good. It's not the best, and it's definitely just a filler, but I'd say it's pretty good. Now going on to the actual event, right? This event is, it's a card event, right? It's the TCG event. It's the Genshin. It's the Genius Invocation TCG, the Grand Finks, whatever, King Invocation, whatever the fuck, right? That's all that gibberish, all that whatever. But the base of it is this update is more of a new, fresh look at the card scene in Genshin, and this is where all my praise and all my, hoopla and all that shit, this is where I start criticizing the event. So if you don't like criticism and, you hate the fact that I shit on Genshin, then please leave the video now. But otherwise, if you're interested in me ranting about some stuff, then, feel free, right? Feel free to stick around. So, Genshin, this Genshin patch, it feels very kind of meh. Because, they're trying to force this event. 3.3 was the introduction, right? It was the introduction of the Genius Invocation TCG, and it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it, but it always felt like a gimmick. And as soon as 3.4 rolled around, 3.5, all that shit, and characters mention TCG every now and then, but the hype for this mini game, this end game, if you will, is dead. Granted, there's actual PvP in this card game, right? And there's actually a lot of, mechanics. And, the devs, they spared no expense, right, in developing this card game. It's very good, it's very nice, and they put a lot of work into it. And honestly, it's good. It's a good card game, and I enjoy it really much. But I don't know. After 3.3, it's just never been the same. I think most Genshin players can agree with that, right? That TCG was fun for one patch, but then after that, we just kind of moved on with their lives. There are some hardcore TCG boys, and TCG gals, of course, that are still playing Genshin for that, I guess, right? You know what I mean? Like, like once the Genshin players have finished all of their chores, all of their duties, they can just hop on for a nice couple games of TCG, right? That was like the intent and purpose of like TCG. But I mean, you can always like hone your skills better in Genshin, right? You can always hone your skills better. So I just feel like most people just don't have time to play TCG. And people that do, they're just super bored. Like fucking Honkai is coming out and stuff like that. And like, there's just like so much to do in like, in the Hoyo space, right? That like TCG is just, man, it's really an afterthought, really. It's like I said, it's not like the mode is bad. It's a good mode, and if you're honestly super bored, then hop on Genshin TCG and just fucking play it, because it's fun. But I mean, there's just so much to do. You know what I mean? There's just so much stuff that like you could improve on, like farming artifacts, even though that's boring as fuck, and TCG is probably much better. At least you get more benefit fucking farming artifacts than like, playing a game of TCG where it's all fun and there's no like real substantial rewards in TCG, right? So in that sense, like tying it all back to 3.7, right? Tying it all back to 3.7. This event, it was good. Like it's a good event if you're a TCG player. But the thing is, I don't think many people are a TCG player. I don't think so, because you don't hear about this. You don't hear about the trading card game scene exploding in the Genshin community. And I've been actively listening to the Genshin community. I've been on their fucking Reddit, for fucking sake. You know what I mean? Like I hate Reddit, but Reddit is always a good source of game news. Yeah. I go on the Reddit and like no one's fucking talking about this fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like not even the hardcore players give a shit about TCG. Like, do you think casuals would enjoy TCG? I don't really think so. I know, like, a Discord friend of mine, he's like, why can't they just make this a separate app? And like, yeah, honestly, maybe just make, Genshin TCG a separate thing. But like, you incorporate it into the main game, and people would just rather play the main game, right? If you go on a spin-off, then make a spin-off, but people would just rather play the main game, you know what I mean? People would just rather play the main game than just TCG. TCG is fun, but if you compare it to the actual game is much better, right? And so that's why I feel like 3.7, it's good if you enjoy that stuff, but most people probably haven't touched TCG in years. I know I haven't touched TCG in like fucking years, so I found this event to be quite not for me, right? Not for me. I feel like it's very excellent as a nice filler content for people who like TCG content, and they'll play through the event, they'll have fun, and they'll be pleased until 4.0, right? Where that's where the big shit happens. But just like for the rest of us who don't give a shit about TCG after 3.3, this event kind of just spits on us and it's like, hey, sucks to be you. You don't want to do this event, or you don't want to do this game mode. We'll update this game mode instead. All right, we'll update the game mode to make it even more exciting. But we all know you don't like to play this, game mode anyway. So y'all missed out, right? This event wasn't for us, like the people who haven't played TCG since 3.3. This event wasn't for us, so it kind of feels like you're left out, right? It kind of feels like you're left out. So I mean, there are some other mini games that like I guess don't necessarily require like TCG stuff, right? But like there's like a clock mini game or something, like gear mini game. My bad. And there's like a touring the Tavot or some shit mini game that doesn't require TCG and stuff like that. And I guess that's fine and all, but let's be real here. This entire like event, this entire like first half was dedicated to TCG, and it just isn't for me because I don't play that anymore. Right? I don't play that anymore. If you play TCG, this will be exciting for you. But if you don't, like me, this is one of the most I mean, it's not boring because it's fun. It was fun playing through the story. I enjoyed it very much. The story was good, even if it was filler and short. I still enjoyed it very much. But it felt more like useless to me, you know what I mean? Like more kind of useless. Like I don't know, just introduce some cool mechanics. Luckily, though, I know they're introducing like a new domain challenge or something that like players can like interact with and stuff. So that's pretty cool. You guys can like, I don't know, you can fuck around with some domains and shit like that. So that's pretty cool. But for the actual like big boy, you know, first half 3.7 event, it wasn't for me. So I'm probably gonna have to give this like a 4 maybe. I would say this event is probably like an 8 or a 9 if you're like a TCG player, but I'm not, so it's probably like I'm probably gonna give this event a 4, yeah. So 3.7 Duel, the Summoners event, Summit. Ah, fuck, I already messed up the name. Duel, the Summoners Summit. There you go. Good event, good story. It's just it wasn't for me. Right, it wasn't for me. So anyway. My name's been Austin, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!